Hey guys, welcome to Bullshit Games. I am the Lich Lord, and this is
The Merc.
And it's going to be a little bit different of an episode here. As you know, it's the middle of the month, Infinity Month. But we figured we have some random stuff we wanted to talk about, so we're going to start kind of a new segment called Month Malarchy.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Yeah. MMM.
Yeah, but it's basically just going to be an episode in which we bullshit about new stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
Because these videos are generally pretty good. And
We just want to try something new.
Yeah.
Something new.
Maybe some of the books we read, maybe some of the new games coming up, and some movies we saw. We just saw Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good movie. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
The thing about this is it's not going to be... We're going to talk about some stuff.
Yep.
But we're not going to talk about like the direction of the channel because that's for beer and development, which
right.
One of those will be coming up later. So, what do you want to start with?
I guess we start with just, I don't know, an update on Infinity Month in general.
Yeah.
As you know, we've been showcasing a lot of Infinity stuff. You did an episode which you painted some stuff, which is pretty cool. So we've been doing a lot of that, playing a lot of games, and I feel like I've come a pretty long way as far as Infinity goes.
Yeah.
With the rules and with the models and knowing what I need to get in general.
See, it's like I feel I don't want to buy anything else right now for Infinity until I've played more games to really figure out things I want to add to my army.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I bought a few things for my combined army a couple weeks ago, and I want to get more stuff for my area, and I'm just not sure what I want to get yet, so I'm just going to kind of hold up and play a few more games and see what I need.
Well, I think we need to start moving into playing the games where we play the army list the way you're supposed to.
Yep.
Where your opponent doesn't know everything you're bringing to the table. So, and then we'll know if we want to go camo infiltrate or heavy, or if we want to go, anything like that.
Also, I mean, you can figure out like different objectives and stuff. We should probably start doing eventually.
Probably download the Infinity Tournament System scenarios and start playing those.
I mean, all the games we played so far, it's pretty much just like death matches where I set up and you set up and. Yeah, there are other people too. They set up and they just kill each other,
and it favors the sit back and play kind of gunline style, which you want some objectives to kind of nullify that a little bit.
Yeah, but
that's sort of where we stand with Infinity at the moment.
Some other stuff, some new purchases, I guess. Go over. I recently picked up Kings of War, rulebook, which I got this for like $25 on Amazon. I was going to get it from the War Store or something like that, but I was doing an order on Amazon anyhow, so I just decided to get it. As you can see, I mean, it's a nice rulebook. It's hardcover, $25. It's not like an outrageous, like, $80 army book.
Don't get me started.
But
don't wind up that monkey. Don't wind up that monkey.
It's just stats and stuff like that. I think this is some of the undead. But basically, I think in this there are like 5 armies you can play. There are the Orcs or Kingdom of Men.
Both the elf armies.
I think one's Twilight Kin,
and one's just
the other one's just elves.
And then there's the dwarves and abyssal
dwarves. And there are 2 other armies that have just came out, which are available on their internet site for
ogres
free PDF.
And Basilians.
Yep.
And like you said, that rulebook's really pretty, and I mean I like it, but I think for the most part you can download a good portion, if not all, of the rules for free online.
And I mean, we were just looking through this a little bit before we started making the video, and some of the things I thought was really cool is that you could tell they just had a lot of fun making this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a magic item called the Boomstick.
Yeah, and there are others just simple names like the Axe of Crushing and stuff like that, and even the name of the world this takes place is Mantica, which is just kind of, it's kind of campy, but it's also nice to see a game company that's both taking it so seriously and also really just having fun with making this fantasy. Yeah,
it takes me back to when I first got into like Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah,
where it wasn't so serious and there's some fun.
Right, definitely. But yeah, that's from Mantic Games, and I kind of hope I want to get into the game, but I don't necessarily want to because it's not that expensive to get into that game.
But it's
still another game, right?
But then again, I mean, we are liquidating our Warhammer Fantasy stuff.
Yeah, this is true.
So
this is true.
We'll have room.
Mm-hmm. And technically, you could probably use miniature stuff like that.
Yeah. Another game that we've picked the rulebook up for that'll be coming is Dropzone Commander. Which is by Hawk War Games. They are a smaller miniatures game company. which, just show you, like, it's not hardcover, but the rule book is it's pretty.
It's substantial, nice. Too. It's a good.
It's substantial, and the thing I like probably the most about this game is it is entirely scenario-driven.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I think is kind of neat about this game is it almost feels like real-time strategy to me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you have battle groups, and each battle group has its dropship or dropships, and they bring them in, and then you activate the units out of the dropships.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very dynamic, I guess.
Definitely. And it's also interesting because it's smaller models.
15 million? I think.
Okay, I think so.
It might be 10.
Yeah, which is nice. It's different, different scale of a game, which most of our games are,
28 millimeter, or the whatever Dystopian Wars is. It's
I'm not sure.
It's like 1/1200th or
which
something.
That's an extremely small scale when you think about it. But I mean, it's nice to have that kind of medium scale, which we don't play very much.
The only thing that's kind of keeping us out of this game for the current moment is starter sets are a little pricey.
Yep, they are a little bit more expensive.
The basic starter set is $80, or you can get the $104 one, which comes with a carrying case for your models, which it's a nice option.
Yeah.
That and there is a new rulebook, not a new rulebook, but an expansion book coming out, I think, in the middle of the summer, which will have a new faction, which is the faction I want to play.
Yeah.
And rules for the newer models that they've put out that haven't, I don't think, have rules for them yet.
Right.
So probably once that comes out, we'll take the plunge and, jump in there.
This is a game it's probably been like 2 years now where I've just really been thinking about playing it. And it's just I've never gotten to the point where it's like, I really want to invest in another game.
Yeah.
Especially when, we just discovered Infinity not long ago and started playing that. And Dystopian Wars was not very long ago and we started playing that. So it's kind of like, I need to take a break from buying stuff for a little bit. Yeah. But at the same time, you get new games that look really cool and you just want to buy stuff. So,
and being an outfit like we are doing this, it's always nice to try out new games because maybe you guys haven't played them and you're thinking about playing them.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can hear us talk about them, and when we finally get another decent camera, we can actually show you battle reports, which we'll talk about what happened to our old camera in the next Beer in Development when that finally happens.
We had really nice equipment
for like
a week,
2 months.
For like 2 months. And then my computer stopped working right. But anyways, like you said, that's a different video. Third thing, and alright, before I should really preface this by saying there's generally like 2 distributors that I buy stuff from for games, which is Miniature Market and the War Store.
The War Store.
Miniature Market, they have what's called Deal of the Day, and they do it every day.
And it's a bad thing.
It's bad, because I get the email before I go to work in the morning, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. A lot of times the stuff, it's kind of like, I'm not going to get that.
Yeah.
But I think it was Wednesday last week that they had this, which is Deadzone. If you can see the whole...
There you go.
There we go. Deadzone.
Cover up my ugly face.
Which is a kind of miniature board game. I think it's more miniature game than it is board game. But I will eventually, probably next month, when it's board... I think we're going to do more board game month next month.
Boy, spoilers.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'll eventually do an unboxing. But anyways, this is normally like $100, and they had it on sale for $60. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And it's everything. I think there's like something like 22 models. There's a game mat. There's terrain, rule book, everything. It's complete starter set. And I think this was actually a crowdfunded when it first came out.
A lot of things Manic's doing nowadays are Kickstarter.
So yeah, it's cool too that it was funded by people who wanted to, who were interested in the game and it's Manic Games. They have fun with the stuff they make. So, but yeah, I'll be talking about that more in the future.
I think maybe one of the last things we'll talk about here, at least where we have things to show and tell. I found this at the local bookstore, which made me super excited because I'm a giant fan of Firefly. It was probably one of my favorite TV shows that Fox screwed up. And refuses to sell the rights for because they know somebody somewhere will do something successful with it. And I've wanted this board game for a while. I know I could have got it cheaper from the War Store or the Miniatures Market, but it was right there. And it was like, well, I'll just buy this while I'm here. I'm looking forward to playing it. I haven't really looked through it yet, but I plan on it. And I'm thinking later in the middle of this coming week, I'm going to try to have a board game night with some friends and see about maybe playing that.
Yep.
Or some of the other board games we have.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing that.
Yeah.
Firefly, I mean, it's a shame what happened there, but that's a whole nother rant.
It's another whole nother, yeah.
That's a rant where you can really just go off on, and nobody's going to disagree with you.
Yep.
Because everybody who ever, I've never talked to somebody who watched Firefly and was like, that show was just bad.
It deserved it, yeah. It
was a great show, great characters. I mean, it probably just didn't get the viewing when it first came out.
Well, it's because Fox mishandled the show.
Right.
They put the pilot after, the first episode wasn't the pilot, it wasn't supposed to be the pilot episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
But yeah, I think that's it for as far as show and tell. But I think we're going to talk about Godzilla a little bit.
We did go see the new Godzilla movie.
Yep. It was pretty good. I mean,
pretty good.
Was it as good as Pacific Rim? In my opinion, no.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was pretty awesome as far as monster, like kaiju giant monsters versus other giant monsters and stuff.
Godzilla looked really good.
Godzilla looked awesome. I mean, they did a great job as far as its design.
Still kind of looks like a cat.
I mean, he looked like Godzilla. You know, he didn't look like...
No, he didn't look like a mutant T-Rex or anything.
He looked like a big, angry monster.
But Godzilla looked like a cat in the old movies, and he kind of still looks like a cat.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing.
No.
But, no, it was a cool movie. There was a lot of focus on the human side of it.
Yeah. Which was both good and kind of... There are a few scenes in which Godzilla and... I don't want to do any spoilers, so let's just say there's two monsters. One is Godzilla. And Godzilla is about to fight this other monster. And it starts, and then it's like, oh, watch what these humans are doing. Now it's like, I want to see the two monsters fight.
They're like, oh boy, oh, no, okay.
But some of the other stuff that was really cool, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, it's not really as far as story goes, just as far as like coolness. Godzilla does have nuclear breath. Yeah,
they did put that in.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome when he brought that out. That was, I liked that a lot, actually.
And I thought that the whole premise of Godzilla being kind of like this force of nature, just kind of bringing balance back to the world.
It was nice because he wasn't good, he wasn't evil, he was just
like
true neutral.
Yes.
If you're to put it in D&D perspectives.
Yes.
Which I think that's pretty cool. So overall, I mean, I would say if you're a Godzilla fan, go see the movie.
Yeah, I think if you're a hardcore will at least enjoy the movie. There might be a few things here and there that bother you, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think overall it was a pretty cool movie. I'd probably see it again. I don't know.
It's about 2.5 hours long, I want to say. It was worth it. I would probably see it again.
But you know, it's one of those things, and this is every single Godzilla movie I've ever watched. It has this aspect to it where you're just kind of like, get on with it. Yeah. Where you just want to see the monsters fight. You want to get to that last fight between like King Ghidorah and Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because that's what the whole movie is about, really, right?
Yeah.
And this movie suffered from that to a certain extent. Throughout the start, there was a few times where I was like, okay, come on, let's get to the monster fighting. And then when you do get there were a couple times where it's like, but I want to see that. But other than that,
the one thing I will say, I mean, is if they were trying to do this to reboot the Godzilla franchise, I think it was successful. I mean, I think that this could be a successful springing off point for more Godzilla movies in the future.
I definitely agree. I think they had a great monster design for both the Mutos, which are the other monsters, and Godzilla. I think they both looked really cool. And I think that, now that the kind of backstory
the explanation
is out there, you can just get to movies where it's like, oh shit, it's this monster is attacking or something like, or whatever. And even if you just want to have Godzilla like destroy a city, you could do a movie like that.
Yeah.
But that would be kind of counter
productive to like the first movie. Yeah.
Overall, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe.
Yeah, I would say
7.5, 8, maybe an 8.5 if I'm in a really good mood.
I would probably stick with like a 7.5, 8.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Worth seeing in theaters.
Aside from that, I mean, we could talk a little bit of gaming news, but I don't want to because it's depressing. And that there might be a video in the near future that's just going to be me being unhappy with companies and what I feel is predatory pricing, I guess. Trying to take advantage of your customer base by making them purchase things they don't need.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to...
anyone that's trying to put together what I'm talking about 7th edition 40K and the rules.
Yeah.
And I almost made a video last night about it because it really kind of upset me. So I think that's a video that's probably going to be coming your guys' way here in the next couple of days. But I think for this video, we're done. We might actually break our code and crack open the Firefly game and see about playing that, even though it's Infinity Month.
Yep.
Shame on us. But hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, you can leave us a comment.
Subscribe.
If you have a favorite kind of like fringe game that not many people know about, leave it in the comments. We'll check it out.
Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say we could talk about the AVP game coming up, but...
That'll be another episode.
Yeah, it'll be maybe next week.
It'll be next month, maybe, or next week.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us. So, like I said, if you like the video, give us a like, give us a comment.
Like we do
subscribe.
Subscribe, yeah.
And
it's always appreciated.
We'll see you guys next time here at Bullshit Games.